This was an awesome game. Just making dinner, having some drinks, overtime. Can't wish for anything better. I'm actually out in Central Time now. I was on the East Coast, so it's 9:18 right now. Normally it's like 10:30 when the game's getting over, but honestly, I'm happy we got the win, but it wasn't all that pretty. I mean, we were up in the fourth quarter, like we got outscored 25-19. We should never have gone to overtime, man. Personally, the Celtics played some great defense in the last 4 minutes of the game. Without Mitchell Robinson, you could see our rim protection isn't quite there. Teams were getting there at will, but Jericho Sims stepped up, had a really rough first half, and he bounced back, finished with 2 points, 14 rebounds though, had a block. It was a huge block because Robert Williams, if he ends up making that shot, the game's over. So if you guys are new to the channel, though, make sure you smash the like button for the algorithm, subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you guys a part of the channel. I've been making these videos for a while now. I've been a Knicks fan my whole life. Like I said, I moved, but still watch the Knicks every single night, have a league pass, so watching the Knicks makes me feel like I'm back home, bro. So respect to that. And personally, Julius Randle has just been carrying us all season. Give credit where it's due to Jalen Brunson too. RJ Barrett hit some big shots, hit some free throws. He was off in this game, 6 of 18. RJ could not find a rhythm, but man, did RJ hit some big shots. Big time players hit big time shots. It's as simple as that, as LeBron said the other night. Well, Brunson, he had 29 and 7. He also had 4 rebounds, 2 of 6 from 3. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 blocks. Once again, that block that he had was the last possession of the game. Julius Randle, who was not only the best player on the Knicks tonight, but actually, you know what? I mean, you could argue Tatum was the best player in the game. I'm biased, I guess, but it felt like Randle was the best player on the court tonight. He had 37, 9, and 2. I thought for sure we were going to lose in overtime, and then all of a sudden, Randle hit a big 3. I think we were down 5 at the time. He hit a 3 to cut it to 2, and all of a sudden, we had some life. I mean, Randle coming into the offseason, we were talking about how he had to get back to his old self. We were mostly saying as Knicks fans, though, that we shouldn't trade this guy. We should try to just let him get back into shape and figure this out, because we know Randle can do big things. We know Julius Randle can lead the Knicks to the playoffs, and as long as Jalen Brunson was able to fit in and mesh with him, we'd make the playoffs, and RJ takes the next step. And although we've just been derailed with injuries, our bench hasn't really exactly performed. Randle and Brunson have just dragged us, man. I mean, we did lose like 4 in a row at one point. It was rough. We beat the Cavs, of course, came down to the wire, but the Knicks, to me, as long as they keep developing this young core, they can go big places, man. And another thing about it is that we definitely could benefit off of an OG and Anunoby, another piece. But the market is a seller's market right now. If you want to make a trade, because there's no one really on the market like OG. So we saw DeJounte Murray go for a bag. The same thing with OG, the same thing with Levine. So the Knicks might as well just stand pat. They definitely should not be trading. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin, like guys like that. It'd be even just blasphemous to think about trading them. They're just such a huge part of our team. So definitely want to hold on to them. This Knicks team, I don't know, just It has good moments, it has bad. There isn't much consistency. I mean, we're a better road team than we are at home. Like, if this game was at the Garden, we would have lost. I bet you 99% of Knicks fans would agree with me. If this game was in the Garden, we lose. And last time we played the Celtics, they beat us by like 15 points. They hit like 26 threes or something crazy. So, personally, I'm happy we got the win, like I said. On to the next one. There's not really much else to say, just because this was a game where we honestly should have lost, bro. I feel like the Celtics just, like Jaylen Brown missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. All he had to do was make 1, and this goes to a double overtime potentially. I mean, well, the Knicks would have had a chance, of course, to win the game, but Derek White had a good game. Tatum and Jaylen Brown, 8 of 22, 1 of 8 from 3, misses 2 free throws. We got bailed out, man. The Celtics, they didn't seem like they were, like, at the beginning of the game, the Celtics were killing us, and then we came back, and from there on, the Knicks had control of the game, and then the last 4 minutes, the Celtics were coming back, and it was a really hectic, crazy type of game. We need more production from the bench. Emmanuel quickly saved us tonight at 17 and 5, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Hartenstein had 4 points, Obi had 5, McBride had 2, and that's it. I mean, defensively, I thought McBride had 3 steals. McBride had a great game defensively. Obi needs more minutes. I keep saying that, like, we need to give Obi more minutes, but the problem is that Randle and Obi, like, when Obi comes in, it's when Randle's not on the court. So, like, you think about it, like, whenever Randle is out, Obi's in, so we can't really exactly play these guys together, because, I mean, Randle's getting rebounds. Randle at 9 tonight. He's been getting a ton of rebounds lately, but the thing is, we need to get Mitch back. We need to get more production of the second unit. And if we could somehow get a guy at the deadline like OG or someone, I mean, the Knicks would have, the problem is the Knicks would have to overpay. But I mean, I don't know if I want the Knicks to do that. It doesn't really make sense. OG would be great here, but what would we even do with OG? Would we move, like, we're not putting RJ to the bench. Are we going to put Grimes to the bench? And I mean, I don't know. Because if we go Brunson, Grimes, and OG, we'd be elite defensively next to Randall and Mitch, but then we're sacrificing offense. So RJ and Grimes, I think our team right now is honestly good enough. The thing is, though, we're probably a first-round exit. I don't really see much upside with this Knicks team. I mean, we're a playoff team, we're a fun team. We can definitely challenge anyone, but are we going to actually beat them is the thing. Like, if we play the Celtics in a 7-game series, there's no way in hell we're winning that. I hope no Knicks fans would disagree with that statement, because we're not ready yet. We need more time, but making a big trade for a guy like OG or Levine, I don't know if that's exactly the way we want to go, because the Knicks, I feel like the old Knicks would fall into that same demise of making a move they shouldn't, overpaying. They have picks. They have, maybe just wait for a superstar to become available. I mean, I don't think Shea's going anywhere because OKC is a playoff level team right now. There's no stars on the market. Like, we saw Donovan Mitchell go to the Cavs, but like, if you look at what the Cavs gave up, the Knicks were supposed to be giving up RJ Barrett, Obi, and picks, to whereas the Cavs didn't have to give up any of their young core. So clearly there was something against the Knicks, and like, everyone knows I'm right. And then on the flip side, DeJounte Murray would have been great here, but hey, we went with Brunson instead, and we kept our picks and assets, and we got Brunson. Gave him $104 million or whatever, and is Brunson better than DeJounte Murray? I think so. This season, for sure. Last year, Murray was a great player, but I don't know. Trey is a lot to blame too, and Jalen Brunson, I don't think any Knicks fans mad about that move. It was clearly like might have been the biggest deal of the offseason. I mean, getting an all-star point guard where we haven't had a player of his caliber since like the 90s. I mean, getting him for $26.5 million a year or whatever, like, was a great move. But I'm kind of rambling at this point, bro. It's your boy Knicks Daily. Have a good night, guys. Peace.